My whole YouTube journey has always been about giving light to smaller games made by small indie companies. I feel we've done a really good job at doing that and also hopefully gave them a lot of success and happiness with people noticing their project. And today I want to go even further by highlighting really ambitious projects that are made by a single person. Most of these games in this video are made by a single developer, and if they're not, well, it's only two person, like two friends or two brothers, and I will mention them in the video. Let's get into it right away with the first game, Project Ferocious. If you've been following my channel recently, then you definitely know about this one. Project Ferocious is being made by a solo developer and is inspired by both the King Kong Island from the movies and Crisis, and it does it successfully. This game looks so good, it's crazy to see the amount of work that's been put into this. In Project Ferocious, tales from sea monsters and missing sailors surround a thick mysterious fog on the Pacific Ocean. The distress call from a group of missing investigators journalist leads you right in the middle of it, where you find a tropical island where no island should be. Hostile forces want to keep the island a secret at all costs, and to uncover the truth and find your friends, you will not only have to survive them, but also the fierce inhabitants of this lost world. Monsters that no one has ever seen, like giant crabs, dinosaurs, giant insects, and more. You will explore, survive, fight. In Project Ferocious, you are all alone on a deadly island occupied by hostile forces. Equipped with a camera, you are trying to uncover the truth while using a wide arsenal of weapons and tools to survive. Explore the island by rappelling steep cliffs, discovering underwater caves, and trying to hide from the terrifying creatures inhabiting this lost world. But sometimes stealth won't be the best option, as these creatures can smell and see you very fast, so using your arsenal will be best. Next up, we have Interlakes, a War of the Worlds open world inspired game being created by two brothers for a pretty long time now. They've worked on the enemy machines as hard as they could, so it feels alive and extremely dangerous. It can take humans with its limbs, throw tanks, vehicles and such, shoot lasers and kill humans, and so much more. Then we have Us, where you can either be a random citizen fighting for its life and protecting his home and city, or a military and fight to end this war before it goes too far. The aliens have just invaded and the war has just started. In Interlakes, you explore a vast and beautiful world invaded and in the verge of being conquered by alien forces. The developers aim to improve aspects of the survival genre and also have it inspired by The Last of Us and Half-Life 2. The main parts of Interlakes are all in the gameplay elements for now, which means the movements, the use of different vehicles to explore the world or fight the monsters, the weapons, which varies from assault rifles to rocket launchers, and finally the machines, which have many different unique abilities and will always feel different depending on what kind of battlefield you're in. This just looks like a lot of fun and I'm all up for it. Next up, we have Morbid Metal, being created by one developer and looks like quite the unique fighting game, and also really good graphically. At its core, Morbid Metal is a third-person, dark sci-fi action roguelite where players can shapeshift into unique characters that all have their own attacks to slaughter enemies with powerful unique combos. Out of a pool of numerous unique characters, the player has the ability to form a roster of 4 characters, with 3 active abilities, each with addition of standard attacks. Players can fluently switch between these characters in order to overcome diverse combat challenges by defeating a wide range of enemies and bosses, also unleashing powerful inter- and intra-character combos. Aside from the engaging combat with a unique twist to other popular fighting-driven games, Morbid Metal also emphasizes on a beautiful dark sci-fi art direction, with high-fidelity graphics that can easily compete with the AAA games of this next generation of gaming, in both the combat and of course the graphics. The atmosphere and character designs are heavily inspired by dark Japanese sci-fi art and character illustrations. The game is set in a far future in which mankind as we know it has vanished, and AI is the dominant species on the planet. Thus, the player, as well as the enemies, are of robotic nature. However, mortality and organic life is deeply intertwined with the machines, which will make for a very interesting story. Since Morbid Metal is a roguelite, the game is run-based, meaning that players play until they either die and restart from the beginning, or until they have reached the final boss. Currently, the creator is aiming for 3 environmental themes, ranging from a dark desolate wasteland to overgrown remains of mankind, while the third one is still being made right now. Next up we have Bright Memory Infinite. Of course I had to include this one. This is probably the best looking game, well at least graphically in this list, and all made by one developer, which is amazing. Bright Memory Infinite is an all new lightning fast fusion of the FPS and action genres, created by one single developer, combine a wide variety of skills and abilities to unleash dazzling combo attacks. Bright Memory Infinite is set in a sprawling, futuristic metropolis in the year 2036, a strange phenomenon for which scientists can find no explanation has occurred in the skies around the world. The Supernatural Science Research Organization has sent agents out to various regions to investigate this phenomenon. It is soon discovered that these strange occurrences are connected to an archaic mystery, and as of yet unknown history of two worlds about to come to light. In this game, players can acquire different weapons as the game and story progress. The gameplay videos released shows the special firing mode of each respective weapon. In the middle and later stages of the game, players will get a sniper gun, for example. The special bullets of this sniper gun contains a vicious explosive, which can stick to the surface of any object, including enemies. Once this explosive has latched on, it explodes, causing devastating shrapnel damage. Players will also take on the mysterious masked man in the Hanging Temple at a very high altitude. The player must race to the top of the mountain and use their grapple to latch onto a crashing airplane in order to reach the Hanging City, which is suspended by the immense gravity of the black hole. This all sound and look really fast-paced and action-packed, and I like it a lot. Next up we have Bleak Faith Forsaken, being made by two friends and is looking like one of those games that'll just blow up in the Souls community when it releases. Bleak Faith was the very last game revealed at my expo this June, and I think people really liked it. In this game, explore the last remnants of civilization in this vast, unforgiving and interconnected world. Learn what is left of its history. Discover pockets of civilization in the perpetually expanding omnistructure. Lose yourself in a journey unlike any other. You'll be able to explore the omnistructure for the first time ever, rich in atmosphere and rife with danger. Be prepared to be immersed in a new world unlike any other Souls games. Not every path is paved and catered to you, so be prepared to run, climb, leap to ascend in Bleak Faith. The combat itself is very dangerous and hard like pretty much all Souls-like games, and will push you to your limits. Positioning, timing, and resource management are all things you must keep in mind at all times. Expect to be challenged and pretty scared at times. Choose a class and progress into your perfect playstyle, but remember, not every choice is reversible, so decide wisely what direction you take your character in. Be prepared for memorable boss fights with unique soundtracks. Bosses ramp the danger levels even higher and ensure a thrilling ride to the manifold sectors of the omnistructure. They're all different, all unique, and will all bear different attacks in different environments. Next up we have Terminal Earth, being made by one person and looks like a really great Fallout experience but top down. Terminal Earth is a survival road trip. The world you once knew turned into oblivion. Can you survive it and join other survivors in the El Dorado? Just like an escape game, find a way out of this hostile and crafted open world. You'll fight zombies, large mutant and insects. You'll use a large arsenal of weapons, which there are more than 30 different weapons like swords, handguns, rifles, rocket launcher, and etc. Survive, unleash nature like many sandstorms, acid swamps, lava, and more that will all challenge you. The vehicles in Terminal Earth are truly the key to survive. There's full physics and deep and realistic gameplay mechanics that will all feel like real life or very close to it. The developers really focused on this. You'll navigate through this world using your map and compass. You'll also explore the world horizontally and vertically. Each floor from each building can be explored. Use items you loot to craft weapons and tools. You can also solve puzzles to unlock new areas or tools that might help you escape. And finally, carefully manage your vitals like thirst and hunger. Next up we have The Store is Closed by one developer. The Store is Closed is an online co-op survival game set in an infinite furniture store. You're trapped in an endless furniture store, trying to survive against the mutated staff who attack at night. The player must explore the store, including the different departments, the underground SCP labs, and the floating departments in the sky to find a way out. When the lights go out and the store closes, the staff gets aggressive. Luckily, the world is filled with furniture, which can be used to craft weapons and build fortifications to survive the night. You'll explore an endless world filled with different departments such as the show floor, cafes, and warehouse sections. Every day the store will close, the lights go out, and the staff becomes super dangerous. Make sure you have a weapon to defend yourself or hide until the store opens again. You can build towers to the sky and discover what lies above. There are both secrets and horrors above. This game looks so simple and fun and I love it, and the entire open world is completely destructible too, which is a plus. Next up we have Neodash by one developer. In this game define your own path and survive until you reach the end that lies ahead of you by swerving, drifting and flying across traps and obstacles while avoiding the abyss. But there's a catch. The world is disintegrating at your heels. Better go fast or you might not make it. Neodash plunges you in a unique sci-fi atmosphere that is brought to life by music. The environment reacts to the beat in different ways, creating a thrilling and immersive audio-visual experience. This is like Guitar Hero or Beat Saber, but as a race car and with many more obstacles, and I love it. Next up we have Eternal Evil by one developer. A small town is being taken over by ghouls. In this game you'll solve puzzles, carefully read notes and use various weapons against horrific and evolving enemies to uncover what is behind this gruesome event. This is a gruesome, realistic and horrific upcoming old school survival horror game, which is Eternal Evil. An apocalyptic event is destroying a small town. Its citizens are turning into bloodthirsty ghouls, attacking the remaining humans who are hopelessly trying to survive. The situation is dire, but maybe you can turn it around. Uncover what or who caused it and why. To accomplish this, you will have to use firearms, carefully inspect objects and notes, explore the surroundings, and solve puzzles. There's gonna be a true dark atmosphere with blood and gore, also an intriguing story with many events, many weapons, and all realistic to shoot with. Finally, we have Suit for Hire, a John Wick inspired action game being made by one single developer and is looking really awesome. Suit for Hire is a top-down arcade shooter that's set to truly make you feel like an assassin that got their pet taken from them, hence why it is inspired by John Wick. Create a bloody mess in locations like the antagonist mentioned, the city of Toronto, and many others. Your goal is to reach the highest score possible throughout the game, beat the minimum time in each area, get combo kills, and avoid getting hit by dodging attacks. Keep track of the limited ammo and dodges that you have. You'll need to either take your time or skillfully fight your way through using your skills and talent. One wrong step and it could result in death. You have many opportunities with many combat moves, so don't waste them. Alright guys, that is all for today's video. If you'd like to see more videos on upcoming games just like these, make sure you drop a like and of course subscribe to stay tuned. I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks to Richard Westfall, Bruce Wayne 236, Thunderbeard, Kian Zofagari, Rickno23, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Space Beer Gaming, and Rash Singbati for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents only by clicking the join button below. This will support me and the channel as a whole to continue making videos on the games that truly deserve it.